Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and this time around we are going to have a look at another SailfishOS topic, which is of course which kind of games can you play on the Sony Xperia 10 Mark III with SailfishOS on it. And in the end there are a couple of different questions we can more or less answer in this video. One thing I have to mention before we are starting is that we are going to use a technology that is called Screencast, because it's pretty troublesome to bring any kind of content from this display to this display, and the only real technology that can do that in this case at the moment, there might be a solution in the future, but at the moment it's only the Screencast one. And Screencast is more or less a technology where the device is taking screen capture images all the time, so screenshots more or less all the time from this little screen, and it's going to be put through more or less a web server on this device. And another device, like for instance my laptop, which is going to be used in this case, that one, that is at the moment connected with an HDMI cable to this TV, and like that we can show what is going on with Firefox in this case, so some kind of a browser you will need, and that one is going to be bringing it to this TV, which has a browser in it, but the browser isn't fast enough or new enough to be able to use this technology. In future it would be very great if SailfishOS could support, by the USB-C connector that is down here, the more or less USB-C to HDMI extensions or something like that. So something like this display dock, and that would be great if that could be supported. But at the moment that's not supported on the software side. The good thing about it is that the Sony Xperia 10 Mark III now has technically that ability, so we can do it. Before that, with the USB-C connector standard that was, or version more or less, that was in use there, it might have been a troublesome thing, but at the moment with this new device it should be fine and possible. So we will see if that is going to happen. And so let's have a look at a couple of different games I want to show you from this device. So you can have a look at them yourself, play them if you want to, and just see what's going on there and how far the technology is there. So let's start. Yeah, and here you can see it. This is more or less a technology we are going to use. It's called Screencast, as you can see, and there is one device at the moment connected to it, which is this one, which of course is my laptop at the moment, and this is the inner IP address of it, and so you can see everything is connected. So as you can see, there are a couple of different other options to use. For instance, how many buffers frames should be saved there. So buffering means that how many of the frames should be more or less stay in cache and stuff like that. Other than that, of course, we have a JPEG and JPEG frames quality, which is more or less how compressed the frames are going to be. As you can see, it's at 70%, so not the full quality in this case, but this makes it just a little bit of a smaller data rate we need. And so and of course if the device itself has to work with that, it might be easier for it too. In this case, since the device is more or less a laptop, it's not really going to be a bigger problem, but whatever. And we are scaling the frame itself down from the native resolution of the smartphone to a little bit of a smaller one, but I think it's still pretty good to see everything, and that should be fine. But just to let you see what's happening here. So as you can see, this is the device, and I'm going to do something on it. And as you can see, there is maybe half a second of a lag or something there, so there's a delay till you can see anything on there. And this is very, very important to know, because it's not the device that is very slow or something. The device itself is keeping 60 FPS at least for the whole time, more or less. I didn't check it for every game, but for the smaller ones or the ones that are really not that graphical intense or something, that's going to be the case here. And so if you're seeing any kind of lag, or it doesn't seem like I am talking exactly in sync with the screen you see there, that's just the reason, because I have to use this technology for now. As mentioned before, maybe the USB-C connector and an USB-C to HDMI cable will take care of that in future, but till now it's not available. Okay, so let's have a look at what I have installed on my smartphone here. As you can see, there are a couple of different apps I already installed there, and one of the groups I created is called Spiele, which means games in German, so that one. I have 7 games in there for now, and we will just have a look at them. I'm not going to cover, for instance, the whole App Store or something, because there are a lot of different ones. Not really for the natively created ones for SailfishOS, of course, but as you can play many games from the Google Play Store, for instance, you really are not limited too much. But you are. We will talk about that later. Okay, so first off, I'm going to go into there, and as you can see, we have a couple of different games here. So there is Machines versus Machines, Pixel Wheels, Wordle, Pokemon Go, BIM, Sail Trivia, and Tapper. And yeah, just to let you know, Pokemon Go isn't really functional at the moment. I'm not sure if I would be able to get everything to work if I would use MicroG. I'm not using MicroG at the moment. But the problem with Pokemon Go, I will just start with that, why not, is more or less, as you can see, it's starting, everything is looking pretty okay. And the problem is you are not going to get any kind of option to log in. So everything is fine. I can even navigate, for instance, in here by clicking on resuming player, more or less. And I can, of course, navigate through everything else. Maybe I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm clicking on, if you want to do that. Let's see that I'm going to try to sit in a way that you can see both devices. I think this should do. And as you can see, we have the whole thing here. That's fine. Problem is, if I'm going to try to go in there, as you can see, there is no kind of option to more or less put anything in. And so no keyboard, nothing I can use there. I even tried to use, for instance, an off-screen keyboard, like my foldable keyboard. You already know about it. I'm not sure if you can see it at the moment. No. Yeah, in the end, it's up there. But even that one isn't working. So that's a big problem. Otherwise, it might work, but with that, it's not going to help us here. So, can you play Pokemon Go on the SailfishOS device at the moment? Maybe with MicroG. I'm not sure if that would make a difference for this kind of problem, but in general, no, you can't. You can install it, you can run it, but you can't really interact with it using your keyboard, and that is a big letdown, maybe, I'm not sure. If you like it, of course, but it doesn't really matter. We are going to have a look at the other games, just to let you know all the other games are going to work here. And for that, I'm going to go to my games library again, and we will have a look at another game. And one of the best games, sorry, this is just my laptop going to sleep mode. One of the best games you can use is the Machines versus Machines game, if you ask me. It's available in the, I think, even the official Jolla store. And this is more or less one of the best games I can think of. I'm just going to, give me 1 sec. I think I have to get rid of that to be able to show you that. There we go. And as you can see, this game is one of the best games I think that there is. It's not by graphics or something, that's not the reason. It's more or less a tower defense game, and it's really a very nice one. has a soundtrack of course too. And I'm going to hit play. I more or less played it through because it's just a great game, as you can see. 30 levels at this mode. There's another mode with only, yeah, it's more or less letters we are going to see there. Just giving him a reason to not go to sleep mode here. And as you can see, I already played it through with all the stars collected and stuff like that, which isn't very easy, just to let you know. But just let's start with the first level here. As you can see, this is the score I already got here. I'm going to click on that and there we go. And what you can see here is it's really a tower game, and so there are going to come any kind of enemies like this one, and they are going to try to go through my defenses, which I can of course put in like this. So I'm going to click on one of the empty options here, and then I can just put in my tower defense guides and try to more or less hinder them from going to the heart in this case. As you can see, we are losing a lot of different hearts here, so it's not the best way. It's wave 1 of 10, so there are going to be 10 waves with different robots and stuff like that running around. So machines versus machines. I have machines to defend. He is going to use any kind of robot to fight me here. But as you can see, it's a pretty good performance even, if you ask me. This is maybe 5 frames per second or 10 frames per second, but still I think it's even visible that it's a good fun game if you like tower games in the end. And of course you can update them, like this for instance. You can see there's this red dot now on my defending tower there, and now we just failed because of course all the guys came through. And there are many different options to play here. So for instance, as you can see, we have this normal tower guy. If you want to know more about that, just go to his information sheet, where you can see it has a damage output of 2, a slowdown output of 0, so it's not going to slow down the enemy, a radius, so how far can it shoot, and stuff like that. Shot duration, how long is it going to take the shot from the start to the more or less enemy to be there, and of course a shot recovery, that means how often is he going to shoot. And as you can see, these are different modes of the cannon, so if you are going to update them, this is update 1, 2 and 3, and all of them are costing of course a couple of different bucks here to go to. And so like this, we have a couple of different other ones. Some of them are not yet available, or at least if you're playing, it's not going to be available at this point. As you can see, you have money to spend, and that money is going to, more or less gives you more options here. But if you are starting with the games, you are not going to have all the different towers available, of course, but only a couple of them. As you can see, this one, for instance, something like a Tesla one, is going to slow everybody down, so I'm going to have a look at that. As you can see, we have a slowdown of 1 in the first iteration here, and it's going to go up and up if we are playing it in a longer time. And as you can see, we can now update it, for instance, and try to defend here. I'm not playing in a good way at the moment or something. It's not that hard to play, so it would be possible to beat the first level here without any kind of problems. But since I'm talking, of course, it's a little bit troublesome. There are more. For instance, there is this boombox, which is going to more or less fire in a circle around it. So many of the enemies can be hit at once, but the damage output is of course per robot is going to be pretty low. And there are a couple of other ones, like the atomic one is fun, but I don't think it's very useful, but still it's fun. We have a laser tower, we have a rocket tower, and we have some kind of another, like a Tesla one, I'm not sure. This one is very powerful, but it's of course very expensive too. Yeah, and so this is more or less a game. You can play it in different kind of scenarios here, so of course these, you already know about that, but there is another one. So if you want to go to the next level more or less, you're going to shoot the sheriff. So not the sheriff, but the sheriff. That's because you are just going to shoot more or less. You are going to shoot more or less on the letters that are going to jump around and stuff like that. Just try it out. I really love this game. It's a great one. It's really fun. Maybe graphics and stuff like that isn't the best of the best here, but still very, very fun to play. Try it out. Okay, so let's have a look at a different game here. Sorry for that. I'm going to just get rid of that, of course, and we are going to have a look at other games here. So for instance, Wordle. You all know Wordle probably because it's a very, common game more or less. I am not really good at it and I don't find it especially fun or something, but as you can see, it's a Wordle game, so you are going to be able to type in some stuff. I don't know, something like this for instance. And you are trying, of course, to get different kind of words in here. You can play it in English, in German, and with other dictionaries. As you can see, we can go to that and have a look at different options here, like English, Suomi if you want to, French or Français. The Netherlands are there, Svenska is there, Portuguese is there, and a couple of other languages. And so you can play this if you want to. It's a normal Wordle game. Nothing more to say about it. It's fun for some time, but I think that only updated Wordle clients are really a fun thing to do, because you would have to have any kind of hint or something which kind of words you're going to search for and stuff like that, if you ask me. But whatever, if you like that kind of game, try it out. Different one? Let's see. For instance, Pixel Wheels. If you are more into a little bit of more action stuff, Pixel Wheels might be a good one for you. Have to turn around my device here because it's only playable in the landscape mode. And now I'm just going to go with a quick race. I'm not sure if I already showed you some of this, probably. But in the end, this is a game, and you have, of course, different options here to run around. Ouch. Really not easy to watch at different screens here. Come on. Try. Thank you. What I really find very hard to play here. Interesting. Can I skip the game there? Interesting. Not sure if I got my lap now. Ooh-ha. So in the end, it's a game where, of course, the enemy is giving you a hard time with your drowning. Okay, with your racing skills in the end. And if you like these kinds of games, so some kind of a running game which is going to give you different options here, it's a great one. I can't play it at the moment because I'm just showing you everything, trying to get that in focus, being in frame and stuff like that. It's really hard to do. But in the end, if you like this kind of games, it's fun, it's fast enough, you can play it in a great way, and I think you will have fun with it. Try it out. It's a native game in SailfishOS, so if you want to try it out, just do it. Available, I think, even in the Yola store. Okay, so next one, just to show you, there are a couple of different ones available here. For instance, we can play, let's play Tapper. Tapper is a game where more or less like Guitar Hero or something, but not really exactly the same. What you're going to do here is you have some kind of a soundtrack. It's MIDI, of course. and at the moment I think it's the European Union anthem. Freude schöner Götterfunken it is called, and you are going to play it more or less. Sorry for that. You're going to play that more or less like in Guitar Hero or something, but the difference is if you are going to hit some of the empty spaces you're losing, and it's going to be faster and faster and faster all the time. So just try to hit as many of those little bars that are going to be there as fast as you can. It's really a simple game. I still like it, and the aim is more or less to play the whole song through, or at least get the highest score. As you can see, I died, got 112 score points in this case. Wasn't the best one I did till now, but wasn't that bad. And now we can go, for instance, to the info box here, see that we have an average of 69 for me, and in the end I'm the best of, okay, I'm at place 462 with this try for about 6,500 players. And yeah, this is more or less what you can do here. There are a couple of different options. Ode to Joy is the English name of this, as it seems. And just try it out. I really like the game. It's fun, it's fast, and if you like this kind of Guitar Hero-like games, it might be a good one. Okay, so let's have a look at another game. Of course, these are just a couple of them which I have installed. There are a couple of more of them. One of the most creative I could find, and is it a game? I'm not sure, is BIM. BIM is a game where there are a couple of different mini games in there, and yeah, what to say? Each and every screen is a small little mini game. This, for instance, is just like an electronic drum box or beatbox, whatever, and drum set, sorry. And there are just a couple of different things you can do here, for instance, drawing stuff. So in this case, you would have to draw, for instance, this beer or something, and bear, sorry, it's bear, not beer. And so in the end, you are just trying to get the same image in, which is not possible like this, but doesn't matter, and so on and so forth. There is not really some kind of a aim or something. It just have fun with this. For instance, this is very interesting too. This is more or less a fighting part. I'm really not very aware of how to play this game, because it's really just about click a little. So just put your finger on the tab and try to play it a little bit and stuff like that. That's what this is all about. There's not really an aim or something, you just play with it. Like this, for instance, too, sorry. So as you can see, we can now, for instance, do stuff like that. For some reason or the other. Let him do stuff like that, and so on and so forth. It's really somehow fun, but I just don't know why I'm doing it. And this is really just something where you are going to explore the whole screen in different ways. There are a couple of different, as I mentioned, mini games available. For children or for you, for instance, just to bring everything out. This is more or less, yeah, this is more or less like a soundboard with stuff you can do with your mouse or something, I'm not sure. Okay, or with your face. Okay, so let's go to the next one. As you can see, okay, so You tell me what the reason is why this exists. I'm not really sure, but it's really fun. Sorry, let's see. It's really fun to play around with it. Bubbles, for instance, which I can run here, and now BIM seems to be not responding anymore. But in the end, it's just a game for playing with it, and I'm not really sure why this game exists. Still, I like it somehow. I just installed it, and just to get to know everything and stuff like that will bring you to play this game, and it's fun to do that. Next one, Trivia, is exactly that. It's a trivia game, so you are going to have to answer different questions. You can select a whole lot of different sections here. I'm going to use all in this case, and I'm going to really die fast or be bad in this game, but it doesn't matter. You have difficulty levels and stuff like that, and then you're going to start it, and now you're going to have to answer different questions for this. For instance, in this case, in the Doctor Who universe, how many times can a Time Lord normally regenerate? And I have to say, I don't know. I'm going to use 15, 12 would be the right one. And this is more or less what this game is all about. You're going to try to answer questions which are sometimes really hard and very random, if you ask me. So, on which Beatles album would you find the song Eleanor Rigby? Eleanor Rigby. Abbey Road? I'm not sure. No, Revolver. Whose signature guitar technique is called the windmill? I just don't know. So, as you can see, I'm really not into this. At least I know a couple of those. Let's use him, I'm not sure. Eddie Van Halen, no. What is the Roman numeral of 500? Z, I should know. C is 100. I think it's D. Yeah. Okay. And so on and so forth. So what kind of color is this? It's more like a programmer or HTML question or CSS question or whatever. So RGB, this is G is green, of course. Yeah, you just have to know how to handle hexadecimal color definitions there, otherwise you're not going to be able to do that. I think they have a left one, yeah. And the Undertale, how much do spider donuts cost in Hotland? Okay, I don't understand anything of this. It's video games in this case, so let's use, I don't know, 12G? No, it's really expensive, as it seems. Which of the following countries was not an Axis power during World War II? I'm pretty sure that the Soviet Union wasn't, because all the other ones were allies of Germany, I think. Toby Fox's Megalovania was first used where? And again, something I don't know, I'm just going to guess. And it was right for some reason. Okay, so what is the most common type of pitch thrown by pitchers in baseball? Fastball probably. Screwball probably not. Slowball or fastball, I'm not sure. Fastball. Okay. So as you can see, this is more or less a game. You are just answering questions. You get the information if it's right or wrong, and then you have more or less counter what it was you did right or wrong there. Yeah, and as you can see, there are a couple of different games. They are most of the ones I showed you now were the ones which are really supported by SailfishOS itself. So SailfishOS doesn't need Android or anything for that, with the exception of Pokemon Go in this case. You can play them too. I might do another episode about other games from the Play Store, more or less in this case, or APK games. And like that, we will see that in future too. But I think for now this episode had enough time spent on it. Hope you had fun with it. Hope you liked it. If you did so, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you have any kind of questions, commentaries, want to talk about anything, put it down in the commentary section down below. Other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and then let's see us in the next episode. Just to let you know, I'm now on vacation for 1 week. I'm not sure if I can provide you with another episode at the next weekend. We will see if I can do that, but I'm not sure at the moment. Maybe it will be delayed a couple of days. But other than that, just subscribe, and we will see us then. Have a nice day, have a great week, and bye bye. See you later, and bye.